All right, so if you're a gym owner, you know the feeling. That pang of frustration when someone just doesn't show up for their appointment. But what if I told you that pile of no-shows isn't a dead end? What if it's actually a gold mine of hidden revenue? Today, we're going to dive into a system that's designed to do exactly that. Turn those frustrating no-shows into your next great clients.
So let's just start with the big question, the one that really frames this whole thing. When somebody books a spot on your calendar and then vanishes, is that it? Is it a lost cause? Or is it actually a massive untapped opportunity? We're going to see how flipping the script on that one question can totally change your business.
Okay, first things first. Before we can talk about the opportunity, we have to get real about the cost. And I'm not talking about a few missed dollars here and there. We're talking about a number that honestly is probably going to make you wince. Let's put an actual price tag on what's slipping through the cracks every single month.
Yeah, there it is. For a pretty typical gym, we're talking about a potential leak of over $170,000 every single year. This isn't just the cost of doing business. No way. This is a huge hole in your revenue bucket. And the good news is, it's a hole you can absolutely plug.
So, you might be wondering, how on earth do we get to a number that big? Well, the math is actually painfully simple. Let's say you get just 12 no-shows a month, which is pretty common. If you normally close about half the people you talk to, that's 6 clients you just lost. Now, multiply that by a pretty standard client value, and boom, you're looking at over 14 grand in lost revenue, month after month after month.
Look, I get it. The immediate reaction is to get annoyed and just write them off. You think, they just weren't serious anyway. But that assumption, that one little thought right there, could be costing you a fortune. If you really want to get them back in the door, you have to stop assuming and start understanding why they really didn't show up in the first place. This right here is the whole game. It's the fundamental shift in mindset you have to make. People don't book an intro at a gym for fun. They do it because they're looking for a change. They have a goal. They no-show because life, in all its chaotic, messy, unpredictable glory, just got in the way. And the entire system we're about to walk through is built on that one single empathetic idea. It is so easy to fall back on these default assumptions, right? We think they weren't serious or they went to the gym down the street, but the reality is almost always way more human. Their kid woke up with a fever, their boss dropped an emergency project on their desk, or maybe, just maybe, they got a little scared or intimidated and bailed. Your follow-up needs to speak to that reality, not to your assumption. Okay, so if the problem is that life happened, what's the solution? Well, it's not a single grumpy follow-up email, I'll tell you that much. The solution is a system. A strategic, 12-day, multi-channel recovery machine that's designed to do one thing, gently and persistently remind them why they reached out to you to begin with. So what does this well-oiled machine actually look like? Well, over a 12-day period, it's a mix of different types of communication. This isn't about being annoying or pushy, it's about being human and trying to connect on different levels. You've got one crucial live phone call, a series of emails and text messages that feel conversational, and even a ringless voicemail to sneak past their caller ID.
Now, the timing here is absolutely critical. It's not random. The very first thing you do is a live call just 21 minutes after the missed appointment. Now, why 21 minutes? It's brilliant, really. It's specific, so it shows you're paying attention and you care. But it's not so fast that it feels creepy or automated. They're probably still feeling a little guilty about missing it. That call right there is your single best chance to rebook them. Do not skip it.
And here's the cool part. This isn't some rigid one-size-fits-all script. You can actually tailor the entire 12-day sequence to match your gym's vibe. You can lead with empathy, the hey, hope everything's okay approach. You can create a little urgency. You can have a special path just for people who actually called to cancel. Or you could even lead with a special offer. It's totally adoptable.
Okay, now this part is just genius. In every single message you send them, you give them 2 clear, simple options. Option 1 is the obvious one. Click here to reschedule your intro. But option 2 is what we call the escape hatch. It's the option to just skip the intro altogether and sign up directly for your starter program. Why? Because some people hate appointments. They hate the pressure. This gives them a low-friction way to say yes immediately. So we've walked through the problem, the real reasons behind it, and the system you can use to solve it. Now let's get to the fun part, the results. What actually happens when you stop seeing no-shows as a total loss and start treating them like the warm, interested leads they actually are. Let's look at the payoff. So what can you realistically expect?
Well, remember those 12 monthly no-shows we talked about? A good system running smoothly can bring back 3 or even 4 of them. That's a recovery rate of 25 to 35%. Think about that. These aren't new leads you have to go out and find. These are people who were already in your world, people you thought were gone for good.
And what does that mean for your bank account? It means you could be adding an extra $57,000 a year, or even more, to your bottom line. Hey, remember that big, scary $170,000 number from the beginning? This is you, systematically and intelligently, clawing a huge piece of that right back. That's the power of a system.
When you really boil it all down, here's what's going on. This isn't about some slick, high-pressure sales tactic. It's about something much simpler. These are people who already raised their hand and said, hey, I need help. Your job with this system is to just remove whatever piece of friction, a scheduling problem, a moment of fear, a busy day that got in their way. You're just making it easy for them to follow through.
And so that brings us to the final and maybe the most important question of all. Now that you know a system like this can recover thousands upon thousands of dollars, what's the actual cost of just doing nothing, of letting another 30 days go by? Well, it's another 14 grand walking right out the door. The opportunity is sitting right there in your inbox. The only real question is, are you going to build the system to go get it?